Hi everybody.
Hi everyone.
Welcome back to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast. This is episode 44. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming back and for new viewers who are watching. We hope you enjoy. There's a bit of everything today.
Yep.
We've definitely got finished objects. There's a whole pile of socks here. We've got finished objects, we've got WIPs, we've got acquisitions, we've got winners, we've got cowls, a little bit of everything, and thrown in will be a little bit of chat about a few yarny things that we've been to and some yarny things that we're going to. So
I'm Rachel.
I'm Jo. We're twins.
Yeah, we're Twinset and Purl.
Sorry, I've been to the hairdressers today and I'm just very conscious of my hair.
And we've been designing together since 2020, during lockdown. And we talk about we got one new design, haven't you? Or one new thing coming out.
Yeah.
And sorry, my brain is gone.
So we're on episode 44. It's the...
Do you know what that made me think of? That my Hotmail account is BunnyB44, and when I got it, I was like 29, and it was the low or a nice number available from 29. Well, not that I'd have had BunnyB29, but and I thought 44 seems like a long way away. Well, our next birthday is 54.
Yeah.
But then you said 44, it just reminded me of that seems like a lot of episodes. Yeah. So
it's just the beginning of April. We had Easter weekend last weekend, and the clocks went forward, which always makes me feel inordinately tired for like the whole week, just for like 1 hour. And I even got I didn't have any less sleep because I
definitely had less sleep because I take my steroids on a Saturday and my sleep is always disrupted on Saturday night. So I probably got, in 2 nights, I got 1 night's sleep.
Right.
So for me, it made no difference.
I didn't have anything to do on Sunday, so I just stayed in bed a bit longer. But then I think because it's lighter in the evening, I haven't been going to bed as early. Yeah. And normally I try to get into bed. I try to be asleep by 10.
It's nice,
and I haven't been.
It's nice to have.
Oh yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice, definitely even nice coming home from the office and it be light.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more miserable than going in
Especially
the dark.
We've had a lot of rain. It's been light, but we've had a lot of rain.
It's been a very typical March, early April weather in the UK. We had a massive hailstorm the other day. It was biblical almost.
Yeah. Yours was the day after ours, bizarrely.
People were just stood and watching out of the office window.
Really?
Yeah. Right.
Should we get on with the knitting? So we've got a little bit of admin to do first, because last episode we had 4 winners. 2 have been in touch and 2 haven't. So if you are, what was the name of the woman who won the giveaway? The Unravel giveaway winner was...
I've got it.
Oh, it's in the show notes from last time.
Peace, Love, Harmonit.
Peace, Love, Harmonit. And if you're watching this, get in touch now using our email, or Instagram, whatever way you actually prefer. But get in touch, and if you haven't got in touch by the next podcast, we will pick another winner, I think.
Yeah, okie. And then the other winner who hasn't got in touch is Occupiedbear, who in Rachel's memory was overactive badger.
Anyway, I can't believe you said that.
I had to, it's so funny.
And they won the Twinset and Purl WIP prize for
which is
February.
any
pattern in on Ravelry up to the value of £10.
Doesn't have to be one of ours. Any pattern.
Let us know. So get in touch on Ravelry and let me know which pattern you'd like.
And then we've got a new winner.
If you don't get in touch, well, you can take as long as you want, but if you don't get in touch, then we won't pick another winner for February.
Yeah.
But we've picked a winner for March.
And the winner for March is Eva-schaetzle. I don't think we did show it, do we?
No, and she's knitting.
We will contact you on.
She's knitting a Simon.
Right, she's knitting a Simon. This is her Simon.
So
she's doing the OG colours, and it's lovely because she said she immediately fell in love with the pattern, especially as my younger son's name is Simon.
Oh.
So she'll have a memory of well, something to think about her Simon. Yeah. So that
kind of leads us on to...
your name will be in the show notes, and get in touch. We'll get in touch with them on Ravelry. Did you get in touch with the other lady on Ravelry?
No, they get in touch with us.
Okay, well you could.
I could get in touch. I could try to get in touch with them.
Yeah.
I know. It's such
So
difficult to remember.
The next bit of admin is the cowl.
Oh yes.
So some of you will have seen that we went live on Sunday afternoon. The cowl started on Monday, and it is the Knit the Family cowl.
We've got a few additions, haven't we? Because
so we put all the shawls and the cowls that are named after family members into the Knit the Family.
So in our Ravelry group, Jo has started a chatter thread about the cowl, and there's a list of all the patterns that are included. So if you're not on Ravelry and you want to know the list, I guess you could get in touch with us on Instagram, but we could put the list in the show notes.
We'll put the list in the show notes.
Because we've completely forgot about Disco Bunny, which is named after me. And Jo knitted for me for my birthday 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And also, somebody asked about whether the socks could be included, and we think...
So we've got the Jomo socks and the Maurice and the Maggie socks.
So we might as well include them. And then at least, like the Jomo socks are free, so if buying patterns isn't in your budget at the moment, you could knit the free.
You can participate.
You can knit the free sock pattern and participate. So yeah, so we'll put that list in the show notes. And Jo, if you just put a link, the problem is, I mean, if you don't use Ravelry,
that's the only place we sell our patterns. But we could,
if you really, we're possibly going to become slightly more professional in our Twinset and Purl world. Not that this isn't going to change. What you see is what you get here. But we are potentially becoming official, aren't we? And so we might come up with another, we might have a website, we might have Facebook. I don't know if you can sell through Facebook. But anyway.
But if you wanted to buy one of our patterns and you don't use Ravelry, you could get in touch with us and we can send you a PDF.
Yeah, I have done that a couple of times with people. Likewise, if you're not on Ravelry, because the prize is going to be from Ravelry, I don't know, we need to think about this actually. Because we don't want, I find it's going to be difficult to include. If people email me a picture, it's going to be difficult to include.
Well, what I was thinking was, do they know somebody who uses Ravelry who could put it on for them?
I also think it's not the majority of people who can't use Ravelry, so we need, Anyway, the cowl.
We hadn't thought about that before we started.
The cowl is called Knit the Family, so the hashtag is #Knit the Family Cowl, and there's quite a few. There's lots of patterns, aren't there now? So join in. Yeah, and
it's going on until the end of September.
And Jo's going to show you some of the prizes that we've got so far. So what are you doing?
What's going on? I feel like I've got some hair. There we go. Sorry, peeps. Right, so
stop looking at yourself.
We were given 2 lovely skeins of yarn by Claire and John at Bird Street Yarn, and it's this beautiful pale aqua It's called Sea Glass, and
I'll be keeping them nice and tidy.
yeah, but that's in their fingering weight.
Yeah.
And
So the prizes are basically so that you could knit.
You can knit a
there's-
two-skein
yeah,
shawl, but you
there's-
can obviously, we're not telling you what to knit
with it.
but
Yeah.
you can knit any. We've got quite a few two-skein shawls that are not family members,
As well.
but
Yeah.
there's Maurice,
Hilary,
Cecil with some mohair.
be lovely. Yeah.
So
Gorgeous. Yeah.
that's one of the prizes. And then I've raided my stash.
So we're going to have. We're going to have a month when, if you're knitting with Bird Street yarn.
I thought we were going to give a pattern for that.
And then this is the grand prize.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And then we've
It is your cow, really.
Then we've got 2 skeins of this turquoise
botanical
yarn, which were in my stash, and I've donated to the prize pot. And then a skein, or another Bird Street skein, only a single skein. I've only had one of it, but it's called Long Meadow.
And we might get another skein to go with it.
Yeah.
To do, because you could do a Maggie or a Simon. Be lovely.
So those are the prizes so far, and I'm going to be going through and finding a couple of pre-loved project bags.
Possibly not used very much, but
Yeah.
definitely loved.
And none of my project bags have been used very much, because one or two, but most of them.
Yeah.
They get used to match. I use them when they match the project.
So that's the cowl so far. Yeah. So I'm wearing Maurice lace weight, which Joe knitted me.
It's easier to see back there.
Oh right. Okay.
Here you can see the lace.
And it's knitted using, is it Sandnes Garn
Alpaca lace.
Yeah.
It begins with an F, but it's Norwegian or whatever it is, and I can't say it.
And it's this kind of like inky charcoal colour, which I love. So thank you, Joe, for knitting that for me. Because you've knitted quite a lot of Maurices, haven't you?
I've knit 4 so far, and 2 Maurice cowls, and I'm now on my 5th Maurice, which I'll show you later.
And Joe is wearing an FO.
Yeah, so this is my adapted Felix sweater.
That's beautiful.
So I took the numbers from a Material Girl fingering weight, and I applied the Felix lace to it to get myself like a sweatshirty sweater. And I've purposefully done it like
You stand up a bit?
a couple of sizes bigger than I normally would.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect length actually to wear with a skirt or a shirt, a dress, or like high-waisted jeans. So or this, a shirt underneath. And
You did do D pieces on the sleeve.
I did, yeah. Not too. I did 10 pairs of D
It
creases.
feels softer. Like on the, what have you blocked it with anything? Steam
Yeah.
blocked it.
I
Wet
washed
blocked
it. Yeah. And I did a tubular bind off on the sleeves and the body. And and it's the colour. The yarn is from Woolly Knit.
You just sit.
It's a British
People can see
merino.
the Felix lace.
Yeah, British merino cone. And it's something like
You talked about it last time, didn't you?
kosher gold. Or,
So it's in the show notes from last time.
Yeah.
So we'll put it in the show notes this time as well.
Yeah.
But
So I have written down my numbers, and I'll put some bare notes on Ravelry, I think, of what I did. Because if you obviously wouldn't necessarily want it the same size as me, so knowing the numbers doesn't matter.
But you need to.
But I can say how I did it, which is like.
Because also you can't really. It's a paid for pattern. The Felix is a paid for pattern.
So
you
I
can't
can
give
just
away
say. So what I did, I followed the Felix pattern
with different
numbers in between.
Yeah.
So,
And for more repeats.
So,
Very
yeah,
nice.
I love it.
It is.
I was hoping I'd be able to wear it with a vest and next to skin, but I think it's going to be slightly too rustic for me.
The problem is when you get slightly hot.
Yeah, so I think a long sleeve top underneath. I'm not going to need to wear a shirt with it all the time. In fact, I don't actually like the collar.
We can't decide if you've got it on the right way round, can we? 100%.
No,
because every time you wear it, you put it on. It's gone up.
I think because the numbers are different, the short rows aren't. There's not quite as many as there needed to be because it was designed on the Felix pattern. It's in Aran. And that's the number of short rows, and I didn't do any extra short rows.
Right.
I just did what the pattern said.
What was the one what's it called? The one that the fingering weight jumper that you use the numbers from.
Material Girl.
Yeah, Material Girl. Oh my god. Forgive me, everybody. My brain. Did that not have short rows?
I think it does have short rows. The last time I did it, I didn't do short rows because I was doing the stripy one.
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine without, and also this might just be a funny collar. You know, like too low or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I love the colour.
It's very cute.
I love the fabric it's made.
It's beautiful.
What
needle was that on?
4mm.
Oh, you did it looser, didn't you? Because you wanted.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
And I did 8 rows of rib on the top, 16 rows of rib on the bottom, and 32 rows of rib on the cuff. And I tell you, if you want to not spend too long on Sleeve Island, mark your decreases on the first sleeve, and then move your markers over.
I just learned that.
No, I do it all the time, but I knit the second sleeve so quickly.
When you're not thinking about it,
It's like when you do stripes. It was just,
And you got your new needles as well.
I did. I don't know if I've got them with me, but I bought some 12-inch chow goose, fixed chow goose, and they've got this little bend in them. I got one in here. Did I take it out? I think I might have taken it out. But they've got this little bend in them that make it easier to knit, and I just zoomed with them.
Brilliant.
So yeah, well happy with that.
That's
I have enough of the yarn left over of the cone to knit a Maurice, which I will be doing at some point. And I've got a cone of Pulse Garn Coast, that I think I'm going to be knitting another one in, which is a merino cotton.
So, shall I, if I talk about that, and you can talk about that, and then we could do that, and then do your hoe.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to put it on, but
it's another navy blue.
Some of you who've watched the podcast all the time, religiously,
or started at the beginning and
may have remembered that I was crocheting this lace weight Italian navy blue merino, which was absolutely beautiful yarn from Debonair. I don't know if you've seen them at yarn shows. And because it was on a 2.75 hook, and I just used to do it when I felt like it. And recently I've been craving, because I'm doing some crochet. So I looked this out and I finished it off. And it's big enough to be like a...
You need to tie it?
Yeah.
Or just wrap it?
Yeah, round your neck. Because I got so far...
Because you could do this with it. If you just wanted it a bit warm, like around your shoulders. So it's big enough to do that. But I think if you were going to wear it like that, you'd have to tie it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would slip.
Toyed with the idea.
And look how tonal it is.
I know. It's beautiful.
You can't really see it in the camera.
Just
in real
hold it
life,
really up close.
in real life, there's a whole load of tones in it.
And it's so soft. It's Italian merino, lace weight yarn. What was I saying? I
What's the
toyed with the
stitch?
idea. It's just trebles. It's corner to corner crochet. So I got to about where I could have folded it in half.
What does, for a non-crocheter, what does corner to corner mean?
It means, I don't know what it means.
So you don't start with a long chain?
Oh, it's not, it forms the, no, you start with chain 6 and you go into the 4th stitch from the thing and do treble 3 times into each, so you get a little tiny square.
Yeah.
And then you do 6 and eventually you're doing 6 on each end. You're not, but you all the way along you slip stitch to fasten it to the chain. You slip stitch, do 3 trebles, and when you come back you're slip stitching into the chain.
I'm nodding like I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what a chain is. I know, well, I think I kind of know what a treble is, but.
So yeah, so I'm glad that it's finished, and I'll show you, I have started some new crochet which I will show you in the whips, but I'm very pleased to have this because it's really soft and beautiful. But what I was saying was that I got so far, because when you do corner to corner, you can do a square, you start decreasing so that you get the square, or you can have like a rectangle. And I was thinking I could have made it into a cowl, but I actually think I'll wear it more like this.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than I thought I was going to get. It's 800 meters, 100 gram skein, so it's 800 meters of lace weight. But yeah. So.
Well, before I talk about that, I've got a surprise for you.
Have you?
Yeah. Something that I've been doing that's I haven't told you about.
Oh my god.
Close your eyes.
Oh my goodness, it's a Simon Cowl. Oh, Joe, is it for me?
Yeah. Oh, so I don't know if it's going to have that in the design, but I didn't have enough of the.
Oh right, okay.
I didn't have enough of.
So I put it on.
Yeah, I didn't have enough of this. It's 2 lots of alpaca silk, one in this like caramel colour,
My hair's
and one in a bluey.
From where?
Bluey purpley grey colour. So that's, the blue is Drops baby alpaca silk,
It's great,
it's like it almost looks lilac in certain lights, and then the other one is a Sandnes Garn Alpaca silk.
I can't believe you've done this again. My hair's going to fall out. My Simon Cowl.
Do we think it works?
Yeah. So Rachel gets a Simon Cowl. Oh, I love it.
I'm wondering whether it needs to be a bit bigger, like just a tiny bit more. But like maybe.
What do you think, everybody?
Maybe a couple of like
comment below,
or a couple of inches.
What, longer? Or wider?
Wider.
Oh, I quite like it.
Well, I guess you can do it.
You
can do it however
with your coat on.
Yeah, you could do it however you wanted.
Thank you.
And that's after you were so mean to me last time.
We made people laugh.
We did. But there we go. You made people laugh.
Can you see? Oh, you did show it close up before I put it on.
Kind of. So it's a Simon pattern. And I'm going to add it to the pattern.
Yeah.
It won't be a separate pattern.
No.
I'm going to add the instructions to the pattern because it's just a different number of the same charts that are in there. And
it doesn't even like
you start in a different
place.
Necessarily,
does it?
No. You start in a different place and there's a different number of stitches or whatever.
So you cast on a certain number, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So happy. Right. So yeah. And you've got another cowl.
Yeah. So this is the Maurice Cowl, knit with 1 skein of fingering weight, which was 400 meters. And
what happened to your stitching up?
That's how I wanted it to be.
Oh right, okay. Right.
The yarn is beautiful. The yarn is from Mis Tori Yarns.
Yeah, you were knitting this last time, I think.
Was I?
Yeah, I remember you talking about it. You just started.
Yeah, so I bought the yarn in New Hampshire, and it's called.
There's the Maurice lace.
Oh, was it Hint of Spring or Touch of Spring? Hint of Spring. And I
should put it on.
did some calculations, and I ran out of yarn. So I had one more repeat to do to get it to be exact, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Want to try it on your?
Well, when you wear it, because you don't wear that on the front ever, do you?
No.
And it's definitely.
So that would be
get it over your
one more thing wide. There. So either, I mean, you can always just like. So either you could. So I think what it proves is no matter how much yarn you've got, as long as you finish a repeat, you can just stop.
Sew it together.
And sew it together, because I think the back doesn't.
Well, that bit's the bit that's going to be loose anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you pulled it down. I pulled it over your collar like that.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So I readjusted the number of repeats and the length of it from the last time. So it's lost 4 inches of depth.
Just is that how you would?
Yeah,
Right,
fold it over.
Yeah. So now maybe take it off now and show them the length of the net of it.
Yeah. So this. Yeah. So the other one was 10 inches, and this is 6 inches at the back.
That's quite good because you don't want.
So I'm going to put both
at the back, do you?
No, I'm going to put both patterns. Like it's the same pattern, it's just a different number of repeats. And put both in the pattern. So if you had 2 skeins, you might want to do a bigger one. If you've got 1 skein, you can get the smaller one. So yeah, so that will be coming. Oh, I don't know. Got the Ruth test knit starts on Monday, and that's running for 8 weeks. And in that time, I'll write the pattern for this. I'm not sure whether I'll get another test knit going at the same time, but it would be a shame for it not to be available during the cowl.
Yeah.
So
so when does the Ruth test knit end?
8 weeks, I've said. So it starts the 8th. So it'll be around about the 8th of June.
That's time for people to knit a cowl.
Yeah.
Even if you did it during June, July, there's still August and September.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully that pattern will be coming soon.
What about Simon Cowl?
Simon Cowl.
Oh, you're just going to add it to the pattern?
I guess it needs to be tested though, does it? It probably needs to be tested. But maybe just 1 or 2 people. So if anybody wants to volunteer to test the Simon Cowl.
I'm test knitting Ruth, so
yeah.
Right. Shall we move on? Otherwise we'll be ages. So socks. I've had a bit of a
machine.
So
machine.
We also had.
You haven't got a sock machine.
No, I haven't got a sock machine. I am a sock knitting machine. When we were last up in York, we talked to Claire of Unwrapped Yarn about putting our new logo onto some sock blockers, and obviously it was a custom order, and she's now accepting custom orders. And this is her card. She's Unwrapped Yarn on Instagram, and but they arrived this week. I'm trying to say we weren't. She had other things on going on and stuff, so she did but here it is. And this is a blocker, what the blockers look like without a sock on. Oh, sorry, Joe, can't hold it anyway. So they're lovely and smooth.
Yeah, and it's very substantial.
And yeah, and they've got the holes so the air can come through and dry the socks. And then it's got so we're going to be using these to show you our socks from now on. So
I'm going to put my sock on that.
Yeah. So these are, I was knitting these last time. These are the Lana Grossa After Berlin, or
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, colour block yak socks. So I have got two. So we'll put the I haven't got the tag with me, but we'll put the colourway number in. It was in the show notes last time, so we'll just put it in this time. But this is lovely yarn because it looks like they're scrappy socks because there's speckles, there's
The
a
sun's
marled,
come out outside and the light's
there's
gone a bit
marled, and there's tonal. So yeah, so I finished those quite soon after the podcast.
weird. It is lovely. I really like the aqua grey one.
Do you want them?
I wonder if
Go
they
with your jumper.
I wonder if they do fold skeins in any of the colours.
And I can't remember if the next ones I did, I cast on this yarn to go to flock because when we went to flock, it's Bird Street yarn, so I was knitting on.
Give me a minute. All right.
What have I done?
You had something on your nose, but you haven't.
And this is the colourway Glass House.
Oh, that's nice.
And they're just my standard vanilla sock. There's two of them. So I started
yarn's
them.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely stunning. Just my jam at the moment. I think this is like the third or fourth pair of green socks I've knitted this year. So yeah, so it's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I started them the night before flock. So I've got two. And stocking stitch socks has been my it's just what I want to knit. So
And none for Dad this time.
ah,
Oh, there are some for Dad, I was going to say.
so I think these ones were the next ones that I finished.
They're beautiful. They go with my jumper too.
Yeah. I don't want you to have those actually.
No, it's all right.
So these, I don't know.
I'm knitting my own socks these days, don't you know?
Oh yes, you are. So I bought a project bag and a skein of yarn from a shop called the Woolly Tangle. And this is in the Winter
Where
River.
are the Woolly Tangle?
I'm not sure, but they were at Yorkshire Yarn Fest
Oh.
after I bought this. So this is called Winter River. And it's definitely not as dark as that, is it?
It's more like that.
And there are two of them.
It's beautiful.
So, yeah. How many socks am I going to have by the end of the year? I have like 2 boxes of
Well,
socks.
you've got a shed load of shawls to be knitting.
Yeah.
So,
And then at the end of March, so these were all knitted in March, there were Easter weekend, there was 4 days left. I thought, I'm going to get another pair of socks knitted. So and not only that, I cast on, these blockers aren't even big enough for them.
have you got blockers?
I have, yeah, but I don't block his socks anymore. So this is his favourite yarn, which is Katia Concept Avia. and it's in the colour 205, and it's lovely because it's got, I love this pink colour here. I don't know if you can see it. It's an 8 colour stripe, and it's it's like
pink ones here.
yeah, it's like it's got blue, and this side especially has got like blues and stuff running through it. And as we all know, if you're a long time viewer, he likes a 80-row leg. And it's like knitting a sleeve. So 2 sleeves later, and this time I did contrast.
It's longer than my sleeve.
Contrast heel and toe in, I think it's Pampas Grass from Botanical Yarn. So quite good for his.
They're lovely in spring.
Yeah, I think he'll like them. Now I've talked about them on the podcast, I can post them to him. And
does he know about them?
No, he doesn't know about them. And I also have some chalk for him. And I do know that he is way behind on the podcast, watching the podcast. So
he's been watching.
He won't hear this before.
He's restarted watching Call the Midwife.
Yeah, he won't watch this before
they arrive.
So I'll do that for maybe even to get picked up tomorrow, because we're staying around here, aren't we, in the morning? And then just this morning, so for Easter as well, I cast on. So I've had, and I think I remembered, I thought that I had this skein of wound up skein of caked up skein of botanical yarn in the mini eggs colourway, and I thought I'm sure I didn't knit a sock sample for Sophie in this, and I didn't. I got the leftovers after she'd knitted her swatch to show people what it looks like. That's my memory. And this was a colourway from 2022, so I don't think you'll be able to get it, but it's absolutely stunning. And I kitchenered the second one this morning. So I knitted 6 pairs of socks last month, and these are my first socks for April. So.
And I knit 1 sock. I finished it this morning. I kitchenered the toe this morning.
We're both kitchening toes.
Yeah, it's in La Bien-Aimée in the colour Andromeda.
So I can't say anything though, because you've knitted a cowl that I didn't even know about. And we honestly talk and knit together at least twice a day. Yeah. So were you like this?
Oh, I didn't knit on it while I spoke to you. And I was saying to Rachel, all these lovely pinks and purples in this yarn, and the colour that I like the most is this murky beige.
You're funny.
But I do my heels slightly differently, don't I? I put a little.
You do a Hermione.
Garter. No, I don't.
Oh, it's not an eye of partridge.
I don't do. I do a normal slip stitch, and this little 3 garter ridges. So you don't.
It's easier for you to pick up.
I don't do slip stitches on the edge. I really like it.
It's beautiful. And you had cast on the second one.
I had, and then I realised I was doing it at the hairdresser's this morning, and I started in 1 by 1 rib, and I've been doing 2 by 2 rib.
And they have to match.
So it's come out. And I also couldn't remember whether I'd done a German twisted or a normal long tail.
Oh right, German twisted.
Yeah. I did do a German twisted cast on. I was doing 1 by 1 rib.
It's beautiful, Jo.
Yes. I don't even know if I'm
going to keep
them, because I don't know why I picked that colour. The yarn's beautiful.
I need to find my La Bien-Aimée.
Right.
So that's all the FOs and the hose. So moving on to whips. How many whips have you got?
I've got 1, 2, 3.
5.
Okay.
Shall I go first then?
Yeah.
So,
I had 4, but I'm not talking about my second sock.
let me talk about this one first, actually, because so I obviously can't win a prize for the cowl, and my plan had been to finish my Simon before the cowl started, but I
Just going to show the bag quick. It's really cute.
the bag is the biggest one from a set of 3 pouches by the Somewhere company, and they do really lovely like lunch bags and totes and things like that. And
How much are 3?
£35.
That's not bad, is it?
And then I've got
Very
a little
lightweight.
everyday pouch.
It doesn't have any pockets.
No, it's for like
Yeah, but as long
Yeah.
as you okay without pockets.
yeah. So I was trying to get my Simon finished, but I haven't. So I'm just a repeat into the decreases. So he's that way round, isn't he? He is gorgeous. And I'm knitting.
What's that about?
That's where I started my new border.
Oh, right.
I'll have you know. Yeah, so he's just beautiful. And he's being knit in Drops Flora in the Sand colourway, and Drops Kid Silk Mohair in the North Sea colourway, which have been in the, I've talked about this a few times because he's been on the needles I started it in March, so not been on the needles that long. And so I'm doing a bit of him and a bit of my new one
Gorgeous.
every day.
This goes with my jump.
No, it is gorgeous. Such a gorgeous pattern, Jo. You are a star. Amazing. Yeah. So, and
And
when
it's going
you
to become even better soon because it's going to have a cowl pattern in it.
yeah, and when you have time and you're knitting, that's all you want to do.
Yeah. Well, now we know the cowl shape. It can all be turned into a cowl.
Yeah. I love it the way it's lying.
Mm. They
Yeah,
can, they can all become a cowl. I think I might do an extra
Okay.
bit there.
So, are you talking about your new Maurice cast on?
We
Next.
can.
So I'll just quickly. My Maurice. So this is what I've cast on for the cowl at the start of the cowl, and I'm keeping it in this beautiful botanical yarn bag that Sophie sent me when I wasn't very well. So get well soon. And I'm knitting mine in Third Street Yarn Yak 70 in the Brando colourway.
That's lovely.
And that is 70% superwash merino.
It's a bit brighter in
the
real
reels.
life, isn't it?
Yeah. 20% yak and 10% nylon.
There, that's probably more.
Yeah, not in focus, but more the right colour. Yeah, and I am still on section 1, but I'm loving it. And
You've already memorised the
I've already memorised the pattern, yeah. So I'm just doing these creases.
What repeat are you on?
I think I'm on repeat 7.
Right. So I've done a little bit of this and not much more because I was.
Yeah.
And mine is in Sea Glass colourway by Bird Street in their alpaca cashmere silk base, which is just so soft.
I'm a bit tangled. Oh, it's beautiful. The drape.
Yeah.
Mine's drapey.
Yeah. So I'm keeping mine in a butternut handmade bag because I noticed, and I was using it for something else, it has the tiniest bit of that sea glass colour. So it's going with that.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh, I've got another FO that I didn't talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I just remembered because of the bag. This is my other FO. Can you get the picture without the things on? Yeah.
Are they called pocket
pets? So I made this tiny little white rabbit out of sparkly yarn for my friend's little girl who loves rabbits, and we went to visit them on Monday.
Oh.
And she's calling it Tulip or Daisy. She hadn't decided. But he's so sweet, and literally took an evening plus the next day I did the embroidery.
I think his little muzzle, whatever you call it,
yeah,
it just looks.
He's so cute.
Snout. Is it a snout?
It's a she. Thank you.
Oh, she. Snout. Is it a snout or a muzzle? What do you call it?
I don't know really. Anyway, I would recommend. There's a bear and a fox as well in the pattern, and literally it's like 27 rounds of knitting.
Yeah.
And it's Mia's. Very cute. Cool. Yeah, so it just reminded me because I took a picture of it in front of that bag. And this is a really cute bag.
And they've got a really cute stitch marker that I made.
It needs a bit of a polish because it's real silver, or silver plated, and it's gone a bit tarnished. But yes, so we're doing a bit more of. I've still got a Maggie on the needles that I haven't done very much on.
This afternoon I think we should sit and knit on our Maurices together.
Yeah. Although I've got another whip that I want to do for my holidays.
I've got it now in my sock whip, I think. So, I love this bag. It's my favourite project bag at the moment. It's by Woolly Originals. And it was a collaboration, so it's not available anymore, but I love it. And
is that with the Ishra?
No. The yarn is before she started dyeing her own yarn, and it's feels like bamboo silk or something. Yeah. So, and I cast this on mainly because it was caked up already, and this is so Sarah, if you're watching, it's not vanilla. She said, how long will it be before you get bored of vanilla socks? And it's not because I was bored, but this yarn is so pretty. It's the Lysianthus colourway by Bird Street Yarn.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it's got these just so many colours.
It looks like that marble that you get on your kitchen worktop where they've crushed up.
So there's literally and they're quite dark and bright colours. So there's like green and brown and red and pink and blue. Like a blue, dark green, dark green. When you knit it, it's like this. And so my plan, when I first cast on, I was thinking, might knit my Panola pink pattern. And so I looked it up and I did the cuff, twisted rib, and then I thought, I don't want to follow even my own pattern. So what I'm doing is every 8th, so I do 8 rows of stocking stitch and then 2 rows of twisted rib, 1 by 1 twisted rib.
I'm going to steal that idea for my sweater.
Are you? 8 rounds of stocking stitch and then 2 rounds of knit one through the back loop, purl one. And so for the leg, that was I did 58, so I stopped. I didn't do I didn't do it right before the heel because I thought it's going to look a bit spare to be doing all that. So I've got to the heel and now on the gusset, and so I'm carrying on the front.
That makes me smile because the woman off Countdown hates the word gusset.
Really?
And the word moist.
Together.
Moist. Not together, just separately, but together they're even worse. What's her name?
Yeah.
Susie
Dent. So so I'm just about to finish the gusset and go on to the foot. And for I knit 48 rows after the gusset, rounds after the gusset, and it works out so perfectly that I will do that just before the toe.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's the first one of those. But the first, apart from the attempt, I'll say attempt because we're going to talk about it in a bit, the myeloma sock, this is I think my first non-vanilla sock this year. I may be lying, but there you go. I might have finished off some from last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that is living in my favourite little, I think it's just so springy, colourful and springy, and so I just keep putting my next sock in it rather than, yeah, beautiful.
I think that's why I'm liking this as well. It's got a little bit of the murky colour, and then
the corals and the pink. Yeah, it's beautiful. And the blue.
And the blue. Right, so my next WIP is also an acquisition. And I'm keeping it in my Hofi dumpling bag in the tan. And then you see,
I wish I had a strap.
That's from a pink hazel bag.
Right.
Because I messaged Hofi and said, could you do small, short handles for your dumpling bag? Because they put the D-ring on.
Yeah.
So I guess it's so you can attach that on either side.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, we don't do them. And now they've started doing them.
Right. Well, next time we buy a Hofi, I'll go buy them.
You can't buy them separately.
Oh.
They just do them for the dumpling bag. Anyway. Shut up about it.
Maybe if you messaged her now.
I won't be a whinger. But I bought some yarn from Wool Warehouse with the idea to do a double knit Simon in summer yarn, and this was one of the colours that I picked. So Norro yarn, Norro, is that how I say it? Norro.
Norro.
And I love it. It's got so many different colours in it.
Is it silk? And
I'll get the. So this is the other one. I bought two, obviously, because you need two colours for Simon.
Is it attached to itself?
It's somehow, I think it's the single nature of it. Kind of. So that was the other colour that I bought.
So together they didn't work, did they?
No, together it reminds me of Vomit.
You can't have that.
It did not work at all.
That's beautiful. I love this one.
So one is colour 6 and one is colour 25. Might just have quickly.
We don't know which one.
Might quickly look it up. So they're 200 grams each, and that means they're sport weight.
Are they like £30?
Yes. So with the discount, they were just under
£60.
£60. So anyway, they're sport weight, and there's 600 meters on there. So I was thinking, they're not going to work together. What am I going to make? So I'm just going to make a drop shoulder.
Like a vest?
Like a shell. I'm knitting it bottom up. So right, number 6 is not there. Oh yeah, no, that's number 6. The purple one's number 6.
Right.
Can you read that? Akashi.
Akashi.
And then this one is Kushiro, number 25. And they are made up of 50% cotton, 30% silk, 10% viscose and 10% polyamide.
Right.
And they are 600 meters to 200 grams, which I think makes it a sport weight. What does Wool Warehouse say it is? Change their thing. DK. So, but I tried knitting it on, I would normally knit DK on a 4mm needle.
Yeah.
And it was so thick. And that was with mosaic, effectively. Slip stitches, not stranded colour work.
So you're thinking
it's so thick. So I for me, it's more than a DK. But I'm knitting the rib on a 4.5mm. And
you're just making it up.
I'm making, well, I was going to knit Chinook Winds from Pom Pom, the issue that Candice English from Farmer's Daughter Fibres was the editor. But I think it's going to be too busy. The yarn's busy and that's quite busy.
Yeah.
So I just think, and I've been knitting on it this morning, and I love this. There's like a bright orange in it, and blues,
And they
and
just pop up
purples and white, and
along.
they just pop as you go up as you go along. So I'm thinking I might now do that sock. Do 10 rows of
and then do
stockinette, and then do
some little bit of rib.
not twisted rib,
No.
but just two rows of rib.
Yeah.
And I think that would look really nice
Yeah.
on a shell. And then just do the rib round the armholes and the rib round the neck.
Perfect. And 600 meters of DK is better to have than 600 meters of sport weight. I mean, it's going to go further. In a way. So what are you going to knit the body on 5?
I'm going to knit the body on 5 or 5.5.
Cool.
I should knit a bit with that. Just check whether I like 5s or 5.5s. But anyway, cast it on last night, and
How much rib are you going to do?
5 centimeters. But I really like the orange and this cobalty blue.
And are you trying to finish it to wear on holiday?
Yeah. So that's a week and a
Week on Tuesday, Joe
week
goes
on
away.
Tuesday. I've got Tuesday off. And no plans for next weekend. So
Maybe we'll come over and spoil it all.
yeah, but I love the yarn. I thought I was inspired because what I wanted to buy was knitting for Olive silk, pure silk, to do the Simon, and they don't sell lilac pure silk.
Right.
So I was looking around for lilac yarn, and that's when I found that.
That's beautiful though.
But I think if I like that, I might just knit the same in
Perfect.
that colourway.
I love that one for the summer.
Yeah. So that's my other
Acquisition /
whip acquisition / whip. Do you want that to put those in?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then I've got one more which is being
I've got 2 now.
well you carry on, but I was just going to say my last one is being resurrected from the right. So and I'll talk about this one because this is what I've done before. So this is the myeloma. We're calling it Simply Beautiful. So we've had morning beautiful, evening beautiful, everyone's beautiful, and this year it's going to be Simply Beautiful. And I'm knitting the cowl in Drops Soft Weed DK, in Carrot Cake and Marzipan, I think that's what they're called. Anyway, I showed it last time, it's in the show notes, but it's just a tube cowl in this stitch that I really like, a wrap stitch. And I decided to do it stripy rather than how I'd done the sock, because I wanted to use up the yarn. I didn't want to just have a couple of stripes of orange. And I like it so much, I think it shows the stitch off so much better, that I've decided to change the sock and do the sock the same as the cowl. Yeah, so my plan is to do about the same again, and then the ribbing. And how long do you usually do your cowl?
well, this is what I was saying. Normally I would do it like 14 inches, but I think because it's quite
is that double knit?
This is double knit, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you did that again, hold it up your neck. If you really wanted to, you could fold that in half.
Yeah, and tuck it in.
Yeah.
and then do the ribbing on the top, and otherwise it'll just go. Obviously it needs to be blocked.
Yeah.
And
That's lovely.
but
And you're worried it wasn't orange enough, but that looks pretty
yeah,
orange.
it does.
In
actually.
this light.
Yeah.
What does it look like on the camera?
The carrot cake. Yeah, it's orange, isn't it?
We've got some weird lighting today, sorry peeps.
Just undone loads
If
of
you can't, we apologise for lack of technical aptitude,
yeah,
but
we don't have any ring lights or anything because you wear
normally
you wear glasses. I don't wear glasses anymore
because I've been to the hairdressers and it's
since I had my cataracts done. I don't wear glasses anymore. And that is living in my, so that I'm going to try and finish that by the next weekend because I do want to. I'm going to write the pattern next week, and I would like to get a couple of testers if possible. And so that is living in my botanical yarn. I can't remember which show it was for.
Was it Yorkshire Yarn Fest?
Might have been. Roll top bag in very similar colours. So, and I'm just going to quickly show. No, should I show the yarn for the? No.
Yeah, why not? It's linked. Linked.
So I bought some more yarn because the Scotch yarn is isn't really I would think it's a 4-ply. Sorry for the crinkling. So I have bought, and also it's neon orange. I thought I can't do a stripy sock in that because it'll just. So I have bought from Cascade.
I don't think I've ever felt Cascade.
It's their heritage sock, and it's really good value. It's $8.99.
Look at how tonal it is.
And that is pumpkin.
I love it.
No, cinnamon. That's cinnamon, and that is limestone. So I'm going to knit the socks the same as the cowl.
Nice.
And that. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Might have to go and have a look at that.
Yeah, they've got so many colours. They are all solids, but not.
What is it? Superwash.
Yeah, 75/25.
God, it feels so soft.
Some of them don't. Some of them feel. I guess it's the dye sometimes, but yeah. So yeah, so that's going to be those, and I'm going to do cream heels, toes, and cuffs because yeah. So a bit different from what I started doing, but
yes.
So there's so much stuff here now that you can't see, people.
So my I looked this out this morning because I'm planning to take this on holiday with me to get it finished, and it is my summer sessile. Rachel's probably going to think this looks like a dishcloth.
No, I'm not. I want you to scrape the needles on the table.
Sorry. So that's that way round.
When did you start this one?
We went to Oxford Yarn Store and I bought the yarn.
I think it was when I'd done the design for them, and we had we'd earned some money.
So we bought this yarn. I wanted to do a non-mohair sessile, and I did a summer weight one. So this is the Boom Bound Lin, which is linen and cotton, I think. I don't know if I've got any of the deets with me.
It's been on the podcast before.
It has. I don't think I have. That's the. I rewound them off the.
It's on like a paper.
Yeah, like a kind of cardboard tube. So I rewound it off, and it's quite a. What's the word? Stringy. It looks like a piece of string. But it's quite nice to knit with. It's not bad. And And then I'm combining it with these 3 summery. Oh, there's a. Was that the?
Those are the alpaca ones.
Oh, there we go. Bloom family.
Linen. 65 cotton, 35 linen.
And I'm hoping it's going to bloom a bit.
That's the name of it.
You never know.
Is it going to focus? There we go. We'll put it in. We'll copy the.
What colour was that one? What colour was that?
The main colour.
Yeah.
13. Colour 13.
Colour 13. And then
11.
We wouldn't know which.
40. Yeah. We will.
I think it must have been. It's been in the show notes before.
Yeah. We'll put it.
So it's these kind of like quite spring colours, and yeah, I'm halfway through,
And you're all tangled up.
I am. It's halfway through, and I'm hoping to get the other half done on my trip.
Very nice. I love the yellow or the green. Green looks yellow on with the grey.
Yeah.
Or beige. Is it beige? Greige. Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. You can show some pictures and get people knitting summer sessels.
Yeah.
I'm
not
I'd like
sure
to see.
I
I'd
would
like to see
choose-
what the alpaca one would look like with normal merino.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would pick that again,
No.
but you know, we're where we are, so
Halfway through.
halfway through.
Not gonna-
And I was enjoying knitting it when I stopped. I stopped because
Good at the things to do.
yeah, I was knitting. I think I knit cast Simon on. That's why when I stopped.
Righty ho.
Would it have been Simon? What came out between Cecil and Simon?
Axminster.
Yeah, with Axminster and Coffee Art. Anyway,
Is that all your whips?
that's all my whips.
I
You've
have
got
one
one more.
more, and I enjoyed. Well, I enjoyed doing my crochet, and I didn't want to commit to starting a big blanket, which is what the idea I had, because I kind of wanted some like mindless. Because in the past, my crochet obsession has been doilies, that kind of lace, and it is lovely, and you don't, you look at the diagram and you do it, but I wanted something I could just do kind of like 30 minutes a day up in bed or whatever. And I, a while ago, bought this Katia yarn, Katia Concept Hero. I think they're trying to kind of do the Noro thing. And this is colour 303. I definitely, what
Is the blend?
94 wool, 6 silk, 6% silk. So you can see kind of white-ish flecks.
It's amazing, isn't it? How 6%.
Yeah. And this is 150 grams, 510 metres.
Limited edition.
And I love the colours. And this is quite springy to me. And so I just started another corner to corner crochet, not really knowing, just enjoying it rather than knowing what I was actually going to do. And so when you're on this smaller, so that's where the point starts. The colours
Don't change that much.
Yeah, so on this pink and grey bit, I was thinking they would be, but they all went that side, all the pink went that side and all the grey went that side. But I love this baby pink and this sagey green, pale sagey green. So yeah, so I just do a bit of that when I feel like sitting and just not really having to concentrate much. And it's actually looking really nice in this. Look close up. They look like it looks like a kind of a proper, like a novelty stitch rather than just a corner to corner. So
It's almost got a curve on it. It's not
It does that.
with the stitch. I mean, each stitch does that rather than
Yeah.
like a scallop rather than
Yeah.
a square. The other one looks squarer.
Yeah, I guess it's thicker yarn maybe and doesn't fit into the, because that, right, so that's the chain. So when I come along this way, excuse me for 2 seconds, like explain to Joanna because you were about to see. You make your next chain and then you slip stitch into that loop. And then you chain up and you do 3 trebles into that loop.
Yeah.
And then you slip stitch into that one. And it's really good because you don't, especially for like beginners, because you only when you get to the end and you do your chain, do you have to actually go into a certain stitch. So on this, it's almost like crocheting into the space. So you don't have to find a stitch. Yeah. So it's, and it's still quite effective, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm just going to keep going. I don't know, because obviously that's used hardly any yarn. I've only got one.
It's very soft.
Yeah, it's beautiful yarn. I'm not quite sure what you would do with it, apart from maybe knit like a plain shawl or something, because it's so, like a garment would be quite funky.
And I think it would pill.
Yeah, because it is like singles.
It's almost like
I am using a 3mm hook, which it's 3.5 to 4 is recommended. But now I've started, and I like how it looks actually.
Yeah.
These are my favourite crochet hooks, Clover.
Are they like ergonomic or something?
They're, well, not particularly. There's a thing there that you I put my thumb on, but I just like the hook. Yeah, so I've got them in all sizes.
Of course you have.
And yeah, so I'll be continuing with that. I probably won't show it until I finished it, because I might show if it starts to look completely
Funky.
different. Yeah, I may show it. But that's just something I'll be getting on with and relaxing.
Cool.
Doing. And that is living in a Belika yarn bag.
I was racking my brains who made that.
And yeah, I just like the peacocks because I live in Peacock Mews. So there's a nice, especially nice. And the colours are my kind of colours as well. So yeah, check out. We love Belika, don't we?
She's at the Sodbury Yarn.
Yeah, you're going there, aren't you?
On Sunday.
That's exciting. I'm not going. But that's all right as well. So that is all the whippity whips.
Yeah.
Those are all my finished sock things. So shall we move on to acquisitions? Let's move.
I don't have that many given.
Can you pop those inside of your drink?
Yeah, those Norro were my biggest.
I've got lots of Bird Street. That's about it, really.
Yeah, I've got some Bird Street. A little bit of Bird Street.
Just while you're as well as the sock blockers, Claire of Unwrapped Yarn very kindly sent Jo and I a little bunny progress keeper each. These were her Easter specials, aren't they beautiful? So he's or she is a little bunny with engraved like grasses or something in it. So there's one for you and one for me.
Little rabbit.
Right, you gave it to me.
You had one each, but I don't know where mine are.
Oh, I've got mine. Yeah, so Claire, there's a picture actually of a couple of things. Claire makes amazing things for like knitting accoutrement. So this is a picture of a gauge square that she makes. They're all made out of, well, not all, some of them are made out of plastic, but these are made out of wood. And so that's a 10 by 10 gauge square. And then this is a small, I've got one of these actually, a smaller, like an inch. So for those of you who don't want to do a proper swatch.
They're quite good for when you're knitting sock, just checking.
Yeah. So, and she is so, like, you know, you have an idea, like Sophie has an idea and she'll do it. So it's,
yeah,
you know, she's very adaptable to things.
They're so cute.
I've got a whole bag of what I bought at Bird Street.
Do you want to start with non-Bird Street then, and then we can move on to Bird Street?
Well, there's nothing. That was from Bird Street, wasn't it? Right, so when I bought the sock yarn for the my Loma socks from the warehouse,
Oh, that fell in your bag, did it?
This is Ultimate Sock from Malabrigo in the colourway Whole Grain. And it's beautiful. It's when I was kind of, I want to knit a pair of my November socks and I was interviewing yarns.
Right. Okay.
And I also purchased a new hoagie bag. It's got nothing in it. So this is the Cubo, and in the mustard yellow suede, and it is, I love it.
Did they do a yellow leather as well?
No, I don't think
Somebody's
they did.
got a yellow leather
Oh,
one.
maybe they've done it since. And it fits so much because that's the base. So I can fit all my sock whips and my Maurice, and off I go. So yeah, so I really like
And let me
it.
just see how.
It's not any taller. I
Yeah.
never said that. Yeah, a bit bigger.
Bit bigger. I can hear the rabbit in here.
And this morning, I've been looking at everyone. I've been seeing everyone's advents coming out, and for the last couple of years we haven't had an advent. We've done our own thing with Maggie, and I really fancied one this year. So this is what we've decided. Jo and I are going to share the Fibre Fox advent, and so we bought that, and we are both going to knit a fade. I think it's a fade, but whatever it is, we're going to knit the Cecil shape. So I obviously, it's coming
or
to
it could be a Maggie if you wanted the little bit of lace.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
yeah, just not striped,
Yeah.
just one colour.
Yeah.
So it's coming to my house. So I will wind each day into 10 grams for each of us. And I will be able to knit mine, but I won't be seeing Jo every day in December. So, yes. So, but before that, I had...
We'll probably meet up for our birthday, won't we though? So you can...
Or you might, but you might knit before. You might meet up before that as
Yeah.
well. Although you're probably going to Florida, aren't you?
Yeah.
Jet setter. So I might be able to come with you this year. Anyway, yeah, so that's the plan for that. And then, but before that, I'd been seeing Pixie Yarn, who isn't doing an advent that arrives in December. She is doing a quarterly club that if you keep them and use them all together like an advent, by December you will have 24 20-gram minis. And so I bought the first, they arrived this morning, I bought the first set. And so this is 2024 number 1. And I think they're beautiful. And they're also, well, I know you get extra things in an advent and you've got the box and it costs more to post it all and stuff like that. But these are £30. She does DK and fingering. I think a couple of different bases. And she also does full skeins. So if you like one, and also it's not a surprise, which is what people like as well. But you know, I think they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
and
6 lots of
4 lots of 6. So give her a look out.
She's also at the Sodbury Yarn.
Yeah, she is.
So their shops might be shut at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. But they are, they're stunning. I love these colours at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, 100% sure that I'll be waiting until Advent time to knit it, because I've got another Advent.
I think you need to see what do you know what the next colours are?
I don't know. You can ask her and she'll send you.
Because I was thinking whether you're going to start with yellow or whether you're going to start with blue.
That's
you need
true.
to know.
I will. I'll wait till then. I've got enough on my plate. Right, to start with. As well as 3 shawls on my needles is going to be more than I've had in.
You need to get that Simon.
I know.
You can finish Simon before you start Ruth. Got plenty of time.
Yeah, so that is non-Bird Street. So we both got one at Flock. You've taken yours out, but so we both got a little rabbit bell progress keeper. So where did I put my other one? I unwrapped one.
I will find this
Oh,
there.
sorry, there. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, little Easter bunny.
Very cute. Are we doing? Right, let's do what we bought that isn't bargain.
I didn't buy any bargain. So I actually got 2 of this.
Sorry, I'm printing.
It's called A Walk on the Wild Side. And I just loved it.
So also, Jo has wound all mine for me because it really helps me.
So it's lovely. Right, this goes with this as well.
Must be your.
So I want to design something in this. It might be an all over lace shawl. I haven't decided.
What colourway is that, sorry?
That's called A Walk on the Wild Side. And then I love this base so much. It's their extra fine merino and kid mohair. And this is the colour Crema. And I bought 2 skeins of this and I already have 1 skein. And I'm going to knit a coffee run collar in it for next winter.
Very nice.
Which is a turtleneck
dicky.
It's a collar.
Yeah.
It's got a longer front section and a shorter back section. But I think I'm going to do them even, like more of a slip over type thing.
Yeah, nice.
And you combine fingering weight and mohair, and I'm just going to knit this on its own. So yeah, I love that colour.
Yeah,
It's really soft. It's like a watered down version of that. And then I had 1 more skein, and then you can go on to your stuff. So this is a random. There was a whole basket of one-of-a-kinds, random sock set. And I really love these colours too.
Oh, is that a different base?
Don't think so.
It looks higher twist to me. No. Don't know.
Maybe. But I really like the purples and the...
It's beautiful. Sorry for
Yeah.
yawning.
So that will be a pair of socks.
Yeah, it has to be.
Has to be a pair of socks. Or a muscle bra.
Yeah.
Not sure. Anyway, those were my purchases.
And I, unfortunately, that I know is a touch of mink.
A hint of mink. No, a touch of mink. A hint of mink. You've got the things in it.
I know, I don't want to take it out.
Oh, right, okay.
There's a touch of mink.
Yeah, I remember the name of the others too.
And it's this beautiful kind of
I've knit something in that.
hot chocolate flavour.
And I can't think what pattern it was.
I need to do this. So Jo's wound them for me, so it's a little bit harder to see, I guess. So that's Touch of Mink. This is Roll Over Pavlova, which is gorgeous as well. This is going to be a pair of November socks, I think. And then this might just be socks. Now it's wound up, it might be socks very soon. And this is Capri in their Donegal net base. So it's got these little flecks of, which is the net that's in the yarn before they dye it. And this is going to be a new design. A little design that I've been thinking about. So we will wait and see when that happens. Socks. But yeah. Oh no, yeah, socks. And then they had, so Ruth came with us to, Ruth from Ruth Loves to Knit podcast. Look, we haven't talked about that.
No, we haven't. Hi Ruth.
We met up in person for the first time. It was like a kind of, in the nicest way,
it was
a
like
mutual love fest.
People who talk on podcasts for a long time together in a room, all talking at the same time.
So it was a bit, so we spent the afternoon lovely at Flock. We'd all bought something. Ruth had bought quite a lot. She had a lot of birthday money. And so happy birthday, Ruth. It's been your birthday since we saw you.
Yeah.
And then a bargain bin came out, and we were just chatting at our table, not thinking about shopping anymore. And Ruth came over with an armful of yarn saying, it's a £5 bargain bin. Do you think this is too much to buy? And we were like, no, go for it. And we, like, when are you going to necessarily see bird street yarn again in the flesh? Blah, blah. Anyway, so I went over to have a look thinking I won't buy anything. And of course I did. So the main two, did you take the key out of the door?
Yes.
Yes. Were these two, which it's not as dark as that, but it is a dark purple.
It's like an aubergine.
Yeah, and I'm going to knit a Hillary, I think.
Oh, yes.
In those two.
Yes.
And then I got this one, because it's a lovely colour.
That's Beaujolais.
Is it?
I think I've got it in.
And then I got these two. What did we think I was going to knit with those two?
Well, I think they're not the same colour.
No, they're not.
I think that should be a Simon.
Right.
When I was winding it, I
Right.
was like, oh, that.
I think that should be a Simon.
I think it's just beautiful.
But I've already bought lilac Surrey to knit a
right.
Simon with something else, but I can use it for something else, I'm sure.
My Siri just came on when you said that.
So, and that's the fifth one, and I'm not sure.
One of them's Jasper, I think.
Yeah. That
Old number 7?
would make, no, it's too bright, but it would make a beautiful pair of socks.
It would make a lovely muscle bra.
No.
The socks.
Yeah. So they're all going to be, well, that's going to be a Simon
Well, no, I just thought it needed to be together.
eventually. When, maybe a Simon Cowl.
We could
And
both
socks.
have a Simon Cowl.
Right, yes. So that is the yarn piggery over and done with, I think.
Yes.
So, is
So
there anything else you wanted to talk
Do you
about?
want to say, if you want to hear about our weekend, Ruth talked about it on her podcast.
Yeah, she's done a...
Also, we should mention Ruth Cowl. Ruth's doing the T&P Year 24. So if you're joining in our cowl,
You can join
join, put the patterns into her cowl too. So,
That's running all year.
yeah.
And... yeah, so go and watch Ruth's podcast about our weekend, but just to say we did have a wonderful time, and I'm sure we will be meeting up again quite soon.
Yeah. So upcoming on Sunday this weekend is the Sodbury yarn over in Chipping Sodbury. It's on Saturday and Sunday. I'm planning to go on Sunday, probably in the afternoon, just for a flying visit. So
and then we're going to Wonderwool.
Yeah.
After you get back from your holiday.
We're going to Wonderwool, Wales at the end of April. And we don't have any more plans, I don't think, after that.
No.
We probably won't go to the summer.
The only thing we might go is to an open studio at Botanical Yarn.
My watch is telling me to stand up.
Yeah, and I think it's completely changed the lighting.
Yeah.
Since we started, so I've got a whole shadow over my face. Not that that matters particularly. But
we hope you enjoyed that little download of all the things we've been up to and finished. And
and let us know if you've got any comments. Don't just comment below, and
we'd love to hear from the people who won a prize.
Yeah.
And join in the
Cal. Yeah, and so post on Instagram if you're on Instagram any your whips, your yarn, what you're going to be doing for the Cal, and in a few weeks Jo will start a FO thread for the Cal.
Probably just before I go on holiday, I'll do it. Like give people a couple of weeks to.
Well, that would finish it.
No, but some people have done half of theirs.
Yeah. So you could start with a whip. But,
so we decided you could start with the whip as long as there's more than half of it to go. Yeah.
You're not going to show that mohair?
No. What, the Ruth mohair?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Ruth came to us with a lovely gift of mohair. Now Ruth doesn't like knitting with mohair. She doesn't mind mohair.
But she bought
some
three,
for Cecil's.
Yeah, 3 sets for Cecil's.
So she
gave them
to us, and I think that's my colours.
Mm-hmm.
And these are your colours.
But I thought you wanted them for a new thing. Got more than 3?
No. All right. Another Ruth loves to knit.
I've got one on my fridge. So
sorry, that was a bit of an afterthought. That was hidden underneath a cowl. So yeah, that was anyway, I feel a bit.
So take care, everyone, and have a lovely time knitting until you see us again.
Mm-hmm.
If you've enjoyed the podcast, we have had a few more subscribers lately, but
if you'd like to like and subscribe, that'd be great. That would be great.
And we'll be back in.
We're hoping to do a short video at Wonderwool.
Yeah, we may not have everything with us for whips and things like that because I have to get there I have to get to Bristol on the train. So,
but it might be more of a telling you what we've been up to.
And also we may have bought some stuff. We could do it after we've like on the Sunday after we've bought some things.
Yeah.
So cool. So if you're going to Wonderwool, all the Sodbury yarn over, this will be up later today. Yeah. Then look out for Jo on Sunday, and we'll be there. We'll be going for both days at Wonderwool. So yes, it'll be lovely.
Cool. So thank you everybody, and happy knitting.
Yes.
Bye. Bye.